guys, Luna had her puppy. This thing feels weird. Sometimes I get into my car and it's like somebody move something because it feels off. Anyways, today we're going to get an ultrasound of my liver. The other day, got some blood work, and the doctor's like, did you drink anything? And I'm like, had some vitamins that had like black cohosh. She's like, maybe that caused your liver enzymes to elevate or whatever. So she's like, let's do an ultrasound, make sure everything is fine, and la da la da la da. So that's what we're doing. I know, yada yada yada. You guys, Luna had her puppies on Saturday, as I expected. It's so confusing. Ay. They're doing construction again in my neighbors. In the backyard, back area neighbors again. I know. But Luna had her puppies. She had 2 dogs. Completely caught us off guard. We were not expecting only 2 dogs. I was hoping for 3 for sure. Possibly even a 4th one if they were super tiny. But we got 2. Nonetheless, it's a beautiful day in the South Bay. You guys, all this part of this street for 4th of July, man, it's like a show. People go insane. And look, they finally cropped the tree. I was like, oh my god, finally they cut them up. It was kind of scary actually, because they were very fluffy and they seemed very heavy, but now there's no more shade for these people. No more shade. So let's get going. Only thing is, they require you to show up half an hour early, but the thing here is this little parking structure Jesus, is smaller, and so I have to come with time to find parking. So it's like for 2 reasons I have to come earlier. So technically what I'll do is I'll park, and then I'll see. And I gotta go in there. So I'm glad we found parking right away, but now this means I got 25 minutes to wait for this. Alright guys, I'm gonna share this story with you guys. Here's what happened yesterday, and it left me startled and it left me confused, and at the same time made me feel like I was set up. I don't know, it's just crazy. Okay, so I went to leave some donations at Savers. I'm in there shopping, right? I'm looking, I went to donate, and honestly, I don't ever do a whole car of shopping. I found some boots for $5. Size 5 for Val, okay? $5.49. And I also found a big reborn baby doll. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go pay. And I ended up going the opposite way of what I usually do, which is like right to left. I went left to right. I'm passing by the toy aisle, and on the toy aisle, the shelves. So I see a phone and a wallet, like just right there on top of each other, both. And I'm like, oh, somebody left their phone and their wallet. My thought was it was a lady that I had previously spoke to that was changing prices on things, and that she was trying to hide stuff. Because she told me, she's like, sometimes I hide stuff and then I find it, and sometimes I don't find it. I'm like, oh yeah, Like, it doesn't surprise me that you don't find it, right? So then I'm like, oh, the lady forgot her phone, because right around that area, like maybe 4 or 5 feet by where I saw her, with the baby towels, little blanket section, and then the toy wall starts with like the spa stuff. And anyways, I'm trying to give you guys as much detail because it's my story to tell and to defend myself. So I pick it up, right, and I'm like, okay, I'll hold it. I'll let the phone ring, and hopefully the people call and whatnot. I had the phone and the wallet in my possession for like 30 minutes, okay? I continued walking around. I continued looking at stuff. And I'm like, well, the phone's not ringing. So then I said, all right, well then right now that I get into my car, I'll open the wallet and see if there's any sort of identification. Why did I do that without turning it into the store? I worked in retail before. We pay no attention to lost items, and we don't give it time or dedication to say, oh, somebody lost it. Who's gonna come for it? Who's gonna come pick it up? You know what we do? We get the belongings, we throw it in a drawer. That's it. If nobody calls, if nobody comes and claims it, we do not do nothing, right? Keep that in mind. That in mind, I said, I'll get into the car. And I did that, right? Like, I paid my stuff. As I said, I was still in the store for 30 minutes with the stuff in my possession. I found the reborn doll for Valentina, and I'm like, all right, there, I'm done. I had been in the store for like an hour and a half, to be honest. I go to check out, and I paid for the stuff. I'm walking out. I'm like 6 feet away from my car. And some man comes up to me and he's like, excuse me, ma'am, you have the bag? And I'm like, the bag? I didn't have a bag. The stuff that I purchased, I had it in my hand. I didn't get a paper bag. I had the boots in my hand, and I had the box, and I had my purse. So then I'm like, the bag? This is all I have. And he's like, no, somebody saw you get the bag. And I'm like, I don't have, what are you talking about, right? I'm like, what bag? And he's like, my wife's stuff. So I'm like, what is it? And he goes, a bag. And I'm like, okay, no, I don't have a bag. I wasn't going to give the belongings to someone who just came up to me and said a bag. So that I'm like waiting for him to explain himself, and I'm like, this is all I got. I showed him the phone, right? And he's like, oh, yeah. Oh, that one too. And I'm like, so you didn't know that you lost your phone along with your wallet? Okay, whatever, right? So then he's like, then he finally said the wallet. So I'm like, I have the wallet. I go, I will give it to you. So before asking me before saying the wallet, he kept telling me, give me your bag. Let me see your bag. And I'm like, no, I'm not giving you my bag. You're not looking in my bag. Again, before telling me that it was a phone and that it was a wallet. He was not aware. She was not aware that they lost the fucking phone. Exactly. So then I'm like, I was waiting for the phone to ring. It didn't ring. I had the stuff in my possession for about 25 minutes, 30 minutes. I finished my shopping. I still went and paid my stuff. And then he tells his wife, oh yeah, start recording. Record her, because this got to go on social media. So I was like, why has it got to go on social media? I said, I didn't do nothing. I didn't like assault you and take your wife has her purse. This was misplaced. I found it in this place. I said, if you want to go in the store and we can go look through the cameras, I am more than willing to do that. I said, but I did not take this. Well, then why didn't you turn it into the store? I was like, okay. You got me there. You are right. I take accountability for doing that. I said, but trust me, I have been in situations and I've worked retail enough to know that taking it to the people, they're not going to pay attention. Their job is not to babysit lost belongings or personal belongings. I said, so that was my mistake. You're right. I said, because what I was going to do is wait for the phone to ring, which it hadn't in the past 25 minutes minimum. And when I got to my car, I was going to open the wallet and see if there was identification to see if I can drop it off if it wasn't too far from here. I said, but I didn't get to my car. I didn't put nothing in my car. I didn't touch the phone. I didn't go through the wallet. I just paid my stuff. Look at my receipt. So I take out my receipt. I said, look, my receipt says, my timestamp says 6:20 and it's 6:29. We've been out here for 9 minutes. I did not run out. I did not fucking come out of the store. I didn't drop my stuff to come out running to my car because I had something that didn't belong to me. I still paid for my stuff. Like, had that been my intention, I would have dropped everything and just ran out. That was not my intention, sir. So then he's like, yeah, we're gonna put this on social media because esto no se va a quedar así, esto no se va a quedar así. And I'm like, what do you mean? I just gave you your stuff. You left it behind. I found it. So then, yeah, he proceeds to call the cops. And I'm like, you know what? You want to make this viral? Or you want to make this a social media situation? Why does everybody want to do that? Like, there's no need. I'm not fighting. I'm not resisting. I never, ever ransacked your wife's purse, that which, by the way, she's wearing it. No. I was like, no, you're not going to fuck me over. I said, call the cops. I'm not scared. You're not going to intimidate me. So, throughout this, I told him, can you move from my car? Because I wanted to put the boots in the box. The box was pretty big. And he's like, no. He gets into the way of the car door and he's like, you're not going to leave. And I'm like, I'm not leaving. I have my stuff in my hands. I just want to put it in my car. I'm like, you know what? He goes, I'm going to call the police because if something's missing, I'm going to press charges. So I'm like, there's nothing missing because I never went through the purse and I never went through the phone. There's no need. I said, but now you're insisting or you're accusing me of having something in my purse. Let me show you my purse. So I said, look, here's everything I have. I took everything out of my purse. I showed it to him. I said, and there's nothing in my purse that belongs to your wife because I never touched that fucking wallet to open it. I said, so now you're being an asshole. I said, but you know what? If you want to take it to social media, go for it because I have social media too. And let's see who makes more money off of the video that they post. I said, because this is bullshit. This is so unfair. I gave your stuff back. I never resisted. You came to me. You scolded me without needing to. And I gave you your stuff. I was just waiting for you to tell me what exactly you were missing because I don't know who you are. You didn't even know that the phone was missing either. I was just like, oh my God, are you freaking kidding me? Like, oh, threaten someone with, oh, I'm going to put this on social media? I was like, go for it. I know I have my timestamp. I have the messages that I was sending my friends. I have pictures that I took during the time that I was in the store. I never ran out. I said, I have proof of the pictures that I took, proof of the stuff, you know, like the timestamps, everything. I said, if there's cameras and I'm checking out, you can see I have no way in hell trying to escape. No estoy tratando de huir. I gave you your stuff. I said, there's no need to call the police, sir. No, it's because I'm going to press charges if there's something missing. And I'm like, there's nothing missing. Tell your wife to check the purse. Tell her to check the wallet, I said, because you guys just saw me pay for this stuff. You just saw me walk out. Did you see me get into my car? Now you can question what I did to the wallet in the car, but I didn't even make it in my car. I don't know why I feel like this was done on purpose to make a big deal out of it and to accuse and try to get like some money out of the situation. Because he kept telling me like, yeah, this is going on social media. And I'm like, that's fine. Let's see who makes more money off of their video, you or me. I said, thank you. If you're going to do that for me, if you're going to make me famous and you're going to help me generate money and followers and okay. He was just staring at me. At some point I told him, move away from my car or I'm going to slap you. Because again, he was leaning on my car and I'm like, dude, my car's already fucking scratched up. Get away from my car. And he's like, no, if you slap me, I'll slap you back. I was like, bro, where is my fucking pepper spray when I need it? I would have pepper sprayed his ass and his wife. And then this is where I say that is fucking suspicious because where's my phone? The man that supposedly saw me get the purse, which I never touched, said, oh, he saw you and he gave the man his information and then he's like, yeah, let me know, bro. And he left. he left. Like, I don't know, it felt so like staged. It, like, the lady first was like trying to record me, and then I don't know what she was doing, and then she was checking her stuff, and he was at, like, so many things were running, but I was just like, okay, whatever. Finally, the cops arrived. The cops arrive, and, you know, he says whatever he says, and then I explained to him. I said, look, this and this happened. I was in the store. I found this phone in this wallet in this section. My mistake. Okay, I said my mistake. I take accountability. That was my mistake. Lesson learned. I had the phone in my possession for at least 25 minutes, if not 30. The phone never rang. He didn't even know that the phone was missing from the purse that he accused me of having, that is on his wife. I never touched. I never saw. I said, so I did this. I paid my stuff. I was coming to my car to look into the wallet, because again, I had the stuff in my possession for at least 25 to 30 minutes. The phone didn't ring. My intentions were to sit in my car, look into the ID, and see if I can deliver it. Okay, I made a mistake. My responsibility was to leave it in the store and not care about who lost it. So then, you know, he's like, you know what? There's nothing we can do. She did not steal anything from you. She did not assault you to take your stuff. She found this stuff over here. And you lost, he told the lady, he goes, you lost your belongings. You left your stuff unattended, and somebody took it, and she found it. But lesson learned for both of you: if you ever find something that's not yours, whether it's a phone or a wallet, to save yourself from any problems, period, leave it where it's at. Or if you decide to get it, take it to the store, and if somebody recovers it, or if they get it to its owner, then let that be their problem and not in your hands. For you, let it be a lesson learned that you left your stuff unattended, and somebody ransacked your bag, and they probably saw that you didn't have nothing, so they left it somewhere where someone else got a hold of it, and this is the results. I was like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, I would never call the cops for stuff like this. I would just be like, all right, let's just settle this. Thank you for my stuff. Let's go. There's no need to call the police when there's real emergencies in life in the community that need the police. Okay? Especially because I did not fight him back. I did not assault him. I did not argue. I gave them the stuff back. I'm like, what the hell? I said, everything is on camera. We can go into the cameras. That's fine. I go, well, it's not going nowhere. I have my own documents. Like, what the hell? It was just crazy. And again, I don't know, but to me, it felt staged. It felt staged how everything they said was like, yeah, now do this. Now take a picture of the plaques. Not like, I didn't even think, even though he told me, I'm going to record and I'm going to put this on social media. Even there, I still didn't even think, well, let me bring out my camera and let me record also. Like, even there, I didn't even think to like, oh, let me take a picture of these people because look. Like, I'm like, immature people. Like, there was no need, but whatever, right? I'm glad he called the cops, and I'm glad that the police told him himself. There's nothing we can do. She didn't take anything. It was her lesson learned for her, lesson learned for you. Don't leave your shit unattended. If you ever find anything, don't touch it, leave it, let it be. We're gonna go in, and now I'm late. I was supposed to arrive 30 minutes early, and it's 11:25. That's what I get for making my video. I have to check in. Nobody ever sits on these. Tell them to donate them to the mall. Plenty of people can use them. Alright guys, I'm gonna get an ultrasound. Waiting for the tech to come in and get started with me. Operation. There's a monitor. Alright guys, we are done. Well, where I'm at, it's a little bit cold. But we're going to Soak City. Considering that the puppies are still small, they can't see so they don't wander along too much. Because once they open their eyes and they get older, they start running all over the place. Alright guys, well, we went to Soak City. We got there at about 1:40, I think. I already took a shower. I'm trying to like tan myself evenly because the color here of my skin is not the color here of my skin, is not the color of my legs. I'm like a rainbow. But on another note, we're going to Target to get some water bottles. I always do water runs because I live in a small apartment and I can't stack packs of water. Henry can't carry them all at once, and so to open the gate. I already have a set. I already picked who I'm going to send the dog off to. It's one of the it's a hard decision. It's frustrating because if it was for me and if my dog had like 20,000 dogs, I would just give one to everyone, but it's not a reality. And so, you know, the fact that Luna had just 2 puppies, I made the decision. I picked, I had one person in mind. My interest is not just to send off the dogs to people just to send them off. I am going to pick who the dogs are going to, and I'm going to choose who the dogs are going to go with. And it doesn't matter, you know, like, I'm not into the money. The money is not for me. I just want to send them off to a family that's going to take care of them for what they are, expensive dogs. And I approached the person who I thought could possibly be interested because they had already lost their dogs in the past and now they're down to kitties. And the person said, like, I'm okay right now. I'm not ready for dogs yet because, again, I think there are 3 or 4 dogs that they had at some point. One of them, each one died like 1 or 2 or 3 years apart from each other. And so now they're down to just their kittens. And I'm like, okay, on to the next person. So the dog's gonna go to my sister. My sister, since the very beginning that she made it her puppy many years back, she sold me 2 dogs. And this time around, she was the first one to tell me, like, I'm interested in a dog. Let me know how much. And as I mentioned, it's not so much about the money. You know, yes, I'm willing to let the dogs go for free to my family and to people who I know deserve this dog. All right, guys, so we're going to Target. I need to do a water run. I asked Henry if he wanted me to buy stuff to make burgers, and Valentina wants to eat at Fantastic. So that means I can get away with not cooking anything tomorrow. Honestly, my husband never like tells me, you have to cook on this day. I want you to make this. From time to time, he'll tell me, like, I'm craving, you know, like something gorditas, and I always usually cater to him. Like, it's just my love language, you know. If I love you, if I care about you as a family, as a friend, I want to please you, you know. I'm a people pleaser, and when people are good to me, I want to be good back to them, and my form of doing that is just to cook for people. And so I'm like, okay, so maybe I don't have to cook anything tomorrow. So now I'm thinking, like, maybe what else can I make? Señor, alto! Jesus, I'm traumatized of cars like running across. So yeah, we're going to Target. We're gonna get some waters. I'll see what there is. I don't know, I feel like a pollo asado. Henry's brother grills a chicken. Oh, like just thinking about it and picturing it, so nice and so tender. It's not burnt. I hate burnt food. I don't like burnt meat. I don't like burnt chicken. Like, one of these days I'm gonna show you guys a picture of how Henry's brother makes it. It's freaking amazing. It's seasoned, of course, from the store, but it's you gotta cook it right. Oh, it's so well cooked that even looks amazing. So, oh, you guys, I'm so in love. I'm in love with the CRV. Now, the previous models before, I was not. And trust me, I'm still on my I want my Pilot with Henry, and then I'm like looking and I'm like, we need a family car that's spacious, because we don't have space to like put chairs, coolers, anything. And usually we're in my car, and my car is extra small. And I'm like trying to convince him to get me like an older Pilot, like an older but not too old, where I'll start facing fixtures, because I'm like, if I'm paying for it and I have to start putting money into it, which is regular wear and tear, right? Like maintenance, you know, like I wouldn't want that. But then it's like, I don't think we can compromise on like a payment of more than $400. Like, if you ask me, it would have to be $300 payment, and that's nearly impossible unless you give a huge down payment. So yeah, anyways, so all right, we're gonna get off at Target. Let's see what we find. Did I show you guys the boots earlier? I don't even know if I showed them to you. They're size 5 from Walmart, and they were $5.49, brand new, like not even worn. So I'll be putting them away. It'll be a minute. It'll probably be like another year and a half till she wears that size, to be honest. But for $5, that's usually what I do. If I find something on clearance, I will buy like larger so that eventually it fits. So yeah, that's how things are. That's going on my end. Yeah. So yeah, the dog is going to my sister's. She did tell me like, oh, I need to save some money so I can buy it from you. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't like to set a price, and I'm like, whatever. Like, we'll just figure something, right? But again, she has helped me learn the recipe of the turkey. And Luna had her puppies already. I uploaded some videos, so yeah. It's a stressful situation nonetheless, but I'm thinking about mating her one more time, and most likely that'll be it. I only mated Ruby once out of my own will. The second time was an accident, where she's at now, because I rehomed her. And like, you guys, it's hard to see your dog pregnant, tired, exhausted. And that's why I say, like, I could never do that for business. I feel terrible. It feels wrong. But I'm talking too much now. Let's get some water. And yeah, I got my jugger over here. See, whenever I record and I tell you guys I'm on the other side of the hill, that is a hill that I'm talking about. It's literally a hill, and I go on the other side. And then if I say we're going back down the hill, then we're coming back over here. Because that's Pier Houses up there. Yeah. It's pretty quiet to be the day before people are traveling. Alright, well, let's see what we find. Coming through these aisles and seeing like all the school stuff is so nostalgic for me. Like, it reminds me of when Belle first started school. This is cute for the teachers. And I no longer have to look into this stuff, because they've all been in school. You guys, I didn't even tell you. We lost the bag of all the beach toys that I bought her here in the very beginning. I uploaded a video on TikTok. We lost it. She only used this stuff once. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. And all the beach toys, look, everything is gone. Ni modo, por tontis. Ooh, what's this? Outdoor. Oh. Too big. Too big. Alright, well, let's go this way. I shouldn't even look. I don't need anything from this side. I absolutely miss Valentina dressing in this section where one whole outfit would cost you like $8 or $9. This is so cute. This is a 3T. Alright, we haven't had hot dogs in a minute, so that's what I bought. Stuff to make hot dogs. Did I get no tax? No tax. Huh. Sweet. Well, I bought these for Henry's nephew because he loves Pokemon. I have some Pokemon things for him at the house for his gift. And we've been drinking spring water. I don't know if it makes a difference, but you're receiving the minerals. So, yeah. Open the car. Let's open the car. Have my emergency kit in here. Put the waters on top. And I got one extra bag. Alrighty, everything's loaded. See, my trunk is very little. This is the Honda Pilot that I want. This one. This model. Adios! Granito de arroz. Yeah, that's the model of Pilots that I want, but it's hard to find one with good mileage and at a good price. My car has about 82,000 miles, I think, and it's 10 years old. And sometimes I want to tell Henry, just give me your car and you take my car, because my car wastes much more less gas, because my car is a 4-cylinder and I'm usually local, you know, so I wouldn't spend that much gas. I mean, I would probably spend the same amount, and for Henry it would probably be less because it would give him more miles per the gallon on the freeway. But you know, you automatically waste more gas when you're bumper to bumper, so I'm gonna put my windows down a little. I just have the dirty habit of turning on the air conditioner, and it's not even hot. So we're gonna let the windows roll down. Gonna go home now. So we're eating hot dogs. We haven't ate hot dogs in a very long time. I will be eating hot dogs. I'm sure Henry will eat some with me, and we'll just take Val to wherever she wants to eat for 4th of July. Car is suspicious.